Will you have you written it down? Hello, how are you? May God bless. You can sit on the chair. Be comfortable. Ask Puri to write it down for him.
He's doing it.
So, so let me put yourself. Hello, how are you doing, guys? How are you? Taking your fire. Just like a flower. Beautiful. See what beautiful children I have. Just like these petals over here. Down there? Can you open a window for a while? Good. That's good. Just open the window for 5 minutes. It's comfortable. Be comfortable like this. Yes, very comfortable. One has to be very, very comfortable. Very comfortable. She got it even before she had seen me. That shows that it's clicking in the air. Put it on.
Yes.
I want to tell you about further meditation, how we have to do and how we have to understand ourselves. You see, the thing is, so far you have had habits of dealing with things and your practices, how you have dealt with worldly problems, with, say, your personal problems, your physical problems, body problems. But now as you have entered into the kingdom of God, and the power of God is flowing through you, you must know that your solutions and your styles have to be different now. That is, you have to put your attention at the disposal of God. Actually, in your attention, His light is flooded. I will try to explain because it's just the opposite than what you have so far done. You always thought that you have to put your attention to a point and then you have to attack the subject or attack the problem, put all your energies divert to, and hello, how are you? Please make this up. And to then take upon yourself the responsibility, the complete technique of the whole thing, how to work it out, and that was a sort of a life's experience. You would use all your experiences that you have had about such a problem, a particular type of problem, all others, whatever they have had, all the books that are available, even all sorts of these enterprises that have been for a particular problem. Then you attack it, that problem. And then you find that when you try to attack it, it just slips out of your hands, you just can't find it. You don't understand how you have missed it. Now, the Sahaja is a very system, very different system. Now you have entered into the kingdom of God. You are saints. And everything that was built so far is for you. You have to experiment and see for yourself. But the thing is, you must give it a chance. Your attention itself is not flooded with light. You don't have to go to any books. You don't have to go anywhere. Your attention itself is flooded with that light, which is dynamic. Now, if anything comes to your attention, you just connect your attention with the divine's attention. How? By saying, all right, let it be done. Let this be done. It's your wish. Thy will be done. This is what you should say. Thy will be done. You just say this, you'll be surprised. And then the whole mechanism, that enlightened attention of yours, is the part of the attention of God itself. So the whole thing will work out, the whole force, as you have worked for your personal problem before, now the whole of it will work out and it will happen. It's such a wonderful thing. And the attention has to be there, has to be in the subtle. See, because your attention is in the gross, that's why you attack the problem in this manner. If your attention is somehow or other made more attracted towards the subtle, then what happens? The effect of that will show. Otherwise also you will see. But then you will see it very clearly how it happens. For example, now, say, I come in my room. You have done all these things with me. So touch, so nice, everything. Then, when I come in here, I see all that. Now, I don't see every minute part of it. I don't see how it's done, it's that, everything. But I just stand here. And I feel the whole thing within me working. It works. And it gives me joy. It gives me joy. It fills me with joy. Different types of joy in my being, in my whole understanding. It's good. It's making me happy. Now, I don't judge it on the way the people would judge. They would immediately come, supposing you see it's another level person. He would come and see in a very close way. He'd say, oh, this one is to be nice, and this is a stone, and this is the thing, and this should not have been here, and that should not have been there, and how much you paid for that, and why did you use that money. You see, it goes on like that, you see. But a person who is divine, he may talk, you see, the way you are talking, but in that also it's playing. The divine is playing its part. You see, it's just playing its part, just to make a little, you see, sort of a hallucination for you. But inside that flow of the divine, it's just to give you joy, to get you all right. Even when such a person scolds or says something, it has that. In the same manner, if you make yourself very, very sad, how? That any gross idea is coming, just shut up. Gradually your mind will be so trained, it will be so much understanding the nectar of subtleness that it will get it automatically. You will live in this world, but you will not feel it. That way the way you feel it. You will not be involved. You will be eating food, all right, you are eating this all right, very good, you made very nicely, this, that. But you don't know what you are eating. You are just enjoying the love that is in that food. So to be subtle, to be that love, see, your attention has to be on love. If your attention is guided by the price of the thing, the quality of the thing, and all that, you see, then that subtleness is around. So to be subtle is also a mental activity after surgery. Now many people, sahaja, they think is a standstill stuff. It is not. Sometimes you misunderstand the meaning of sahaja. That is like a, first I say that the car will start sahaja, alright? But you put the accelerator. You have to maneuver the thing. That is most sahaja, because you have become a sahaja. If your attention is sahaja, then automatically you manage. You see, when you are mastered the maneuvering of the car, you just do it automatically, sahaja. But to be that sahaja, you have to first of all try. If you don't learn that, then that will mean that you are just at standstill. Oh, I am left it to sahaja, when the vibrations will come. Because there are still problems with you. You are not yet that settled. So to remove that, now you can do it. To make yourself settled, to cleanse yourself, absolutely, you have to work out on it. For example, now with vibrations like this, you have an imbalance in the body, suppose. Then you have to remove it. You know how to remove it. This is what has happened in surgery, that you know that there is an imbalance. You know that my subchakra is got catchy, but this is happening. Now you bring it to the subtle part. It's first of all, you have to work on it physically. Alright? To make yourself absolutely clean, there are so many ways. First and foremost is feeling the vibrations, different hands, feeling them, how it works out, which is more, which is less, how it's coming, why is this thing, then finding out how, where did I catch it, alright, such and such person, beaching the shoes. You see, these are our gross things and have to be taken away by gross things. With them, for me, I don't need any beating or anything, just looking at it comes out. If I'm being there only, so sorry, I don't have to bother. But for you people, you do catch. So for that reason, you have to be careful. Physically, you have to work it. So there are so many ways, like even many people now must be thinking, oh, we are now realized, why should we sit in the washroom? No. Every day as we have our bath, we have to. Mother knows many things. It's a very good idea, you see. Just to avoid to see what's there. Now we are all right. We know the vibrations we are getting now. But you are not subtler. Still you catch no mother. So all these physical things are to be done still. You need it because still it is, we should say, permanent state. It's not yet absolutely perfectly any person. So you have to do it. That's one thing. Physical, whatever is the physical thing you know about. You see, even if you want, you can take it out. See, like that. If there's a problem now, this fellow was here, you could have taken out like that. You can. You have to put it out. It does. It does work. It's symbolic. Every action, after all, is a Sahaja action. Nobody does like this. You do it because it's hot and terrible. You just do it. If you see a realized soul, a small little child, you'll be amazed. You know? They go to an airport, going on like this. All the time they'll be going on like this, on their own. You don't have to tell. But for you, you see, you must understand that that state is still there, so that you must feel it, and you should really throw it out. Physically, it has to be done. It's an exercise, and you cannot just be sahaja about it. No. There is a difference between it and so you have to work it out. Those who think we are realized, all right, finished now, we are done. You should go with all understanding and respect yourself. But no, you have to still rise, and still. This is the physical side, which is very important. Then the second side is the mental side. Now mentally also, you see, all the time we are bombarded with things from all over. You see, read the newspaper in the morning, it's finished. You catch any Arabia, catch any Muladhara, horrible thing. It's a sadistic thing. If you see that, you just get a fright, the way things are described. So, what you have to do mentally, you must understand these are horrible things. Now, you cannot say that I'm innocent, I'm reading this as sorrow. No, you catch. So what you do is to put a button to say. And if you want to read, you read it. You read 2 lines, and if you think it's worth it, read it. Otherwise, what's the use of reading pornography? We are not. That's not meant for us. We are different. You must know we are different class. This is not meant for us at all. So what's the use of reading all this? That's not going to give us pleasure. If there's something pleasurable, is something nice, like the lecture of Sadat, I can say, or something like that, then you go about to say sustenance, or something like that, then you go ahead. When you read it, you support that person inside. But if you read pornography, you are God, and you become one of them. Because of the habits, it's the old habits, you see. These are old habits. Anything that you see, must you read? Not necessarily. You see, people have habits of reading all the advertisements of the day. If they miss one, they turn around, see that, oh, another they will see this and that. You see, these are the habits we have. So we have to make our attention subtler. Oh, where are we going? So be alert about it. So mentally we have to be alert. Then another thing of mentally is to see what thoughts are coming to you. Still negative thoughts come to you. No denying of the fact. May not be about Sahaja Yoga. But maybe it's about something else. Maybe about something in life, or you might be dreaming about such things. At that time, what you have to do is to sit down and do a push with positive thoughts. Like, as I said, a very good way to say that count your blessings one by one. Say, how fortunate am I? See, in this world, there are so many people. Out of that, in this London, there are so many. Out of that, I am the one who has found out really the truth, how fortunate I am. And I am the one who is going on the right path. I feel it. I am moving. If I have to move it on this path, let me be very, very positive. See, let me move on this. When you start doing that, you'll be amazed that gradually these negative ideas will go. Because even now, you are attacked. You are very much attacked, and the ideas come. And then, you see, as your habits are, you see, because you are all intelligent and brought up in this intelligent atmosphere, so there are styles. I've seen intelligent styles are very dangerous. They are more dangerous than foolish styles. Intelligent styles are that, you see, you take it in such a way that you cheat yourself. All the time you start accepting things and you start cheating yourself. And these ideas get sedimented in your being gradually. And suddenly you find a big thing in your head. You say, oh, from where this revolt has come in? What has happened to me? So be careful. Because these sedimentations will be settling down gradually. And you have had those habits, you see, of intelligent way of dealing. When you do intelligent, actually what is intelligent way? So many times is just to push it upside down and bring it inside. See, this is something so funny, but it is so. That when you deal with something intelligent, you see, you know how to escape it, and how to avoid it, and how to sort of make it look different to yourself. You see, you yourself with intelligence deceive yourself and make it look different, and then you accept that thing. And that becomes a part and parcel of it. And you are not aware. Isn't it wrong? It's a common style. So be careful. When you start clearing out your vision about it, you'll be surprised. Subtleness starts flowing. Subtleness will appear. The subtleness is a state. It is a state of your attention. Your attention is gross outside. Now you think of some sort of a mold which is just a stone. Then it starts a little bit moving. It becomes a little, I should say, mobile. Gradually, like such. The core is melting away. The outside is still hard. Like that is your attention. It starts melting. Now, whenever you come across, now you are in the core. You are not outside. But whenever you come in contact, the core part, contact with the nose, suddenly you start becoming one with it. Then the crust starts again becoming immobile stuff, and the core starts becoming small. Again you increase the core, it starts coming together, periphery, and the thing starts melting. That is how the attention, if you can understand, is. And that attention, which is enlightening, has to be kept all the time enlightened. No justification with yourself. With others, also, you don't have to justify. It's all right. You think that we must flow, we must be all right, we must be very good. And when we find somebody troubling us, it's rather difficult to tolerate nonsense like that. It's true. But for that I am sitting down, you just tell me, I can manage it. You have seen we have solved one problem very fast. And we can solve all of it. It's a very clever way, isn't it? That's the subtle way. It just gets solved. See? So you don't have to worry about anything. You don't have to think 100 times. Though I am the person who will put you in problems. You say, I'll tell you, do like this, you should have done like this, you should have put in effort like this. But the problem I will be solving myself. But I will just make you run up and down to see that. On the contrary, when you see me doing like that, you should understand I'm being truthful. So the problems can be solved just like that if your attention is subtle. But if it is not, the main basic problem is that you cannot approach. The approach to the problem is only possible if you are a subtle being. If you are not a subtle being, you cannot approach any problem. So to be subtle and to be there, to be divine, one has to understand the grossness that is covered. Through Kundalini you can, because you can raise your Kundalini, see where it is hanging. Now it's very heavy here, like a stone here. It's thumping here, it's doing all these things. Now it's a very gross way of looking at it. Very gross way of looking at it. It is suggesting to you something. So what you have to do is to see for yourself now at Sahasrara. That's the place for somebody to go. You just sit down and say, now, what have I done? Why this problem? If I have done anything like that, this way, is a simple way. But first of all, foremost thing is that what is the substance within? Is it a subtle substance that's speaking, or the gross one? From which point are you speaking is the thing. Supposing you are speaking from that point, where you are a Governor General, everybody has to obey. But if you are speaking from the point where you are a peon, what is going to obey? So where is the attention is the thing. So mentally you have to work it out in your meditation. Now you sit down for meditation, all right. Mostly try to be thoughtlessly aware. But if there are thoughts, you should try to keep it down by saying, how fortunate that I have felt these vibrations, I felt it. And how happy I am about it. Now you get away all the negative thoughts. That's how you can fight it. Now whatever you do will lead you to Sahaja, not before. Before realization it has no meaning because a dead car standing there. But now the car has started moving. And whatever you do, whatever you try, it will make you subtle. Simple things like declaration of God. That yes, I am going to do this. I have decided to do it. Put your mind to positive thinking. What are we going to do? How are we going to do? How are we going to work it out? You'll be surprised how things will go. But normally our habits are for our gross problems. Now I would say Bombay Sahaja Yogis are quite developed, they are quite good. Persistent sometimes they really tumble down very badly. This time I thought they were a little more proud than anything else because Delhi people were not so good at things and they had to come and do it, and I think the Bombay people did feel that so they were sort of better in the hand to Delhi people. But then they found themselves quite low, and all of them Humpty Dumpty sitting down there. You see, so it can happen. So anyone who feels that I have achieved everything or I have reached anything can have a Humpty Dumpty fall, because you see it was so beautifully played. I'll tell you what happened. They came down and then they were in the old Delhi. We had no place to stay properly, so I said, all right, you arrange my place in the guest house and they can stay in the boys' hostel and the girls can stay in the girls' hostel. It's all right, done. So then the gross thing came. So one of the persons said that she went the food in that boys' hostel is full of oil and this and how can we eat them? And I didn't know about it. Nobody told me. And then they had to arrange it in somebody and they had to suddenly purchase all the food and everything and they had to arrange a cook and they stayed with somebody. And where they stayed it was all full of roots. They were all caught up in the head, terrible and this and that. They came to me. So they said, Mother, what has happened to us? You know, we came all the way and this is what has happened now. We are all vomiting because this has happened. I said, why? Where are we eating these days? Not in that oily place. We have our own cook, we have our everything. But the problem is, you see, the house is full of roots and we are all finished with that. So I said, who had asked you to suggest that? Can't you eat that food? So many thousands of boys are eating here. You are Sahaja Yogis. You can't eat that food. Your attention is on the oily food. What is so special about you, sirs? That you can't eat. I mean, you should be able to eat even the stones. That's what Sahaja Yoga is. But you can't eat the ordinary food that all so many thousands boys are eating, and you wanted to stay away in such importance of yourself. So go ahead. And this was all done by satanic. You should have thought once at least, but why are we wanting to go away from here, that place, when it is all organized? Let us be here. That is Sahaja. That part they didn't understand. You see, discrimination also, what is Sahaja, what is Asahaja. Where are you Sahaja and where you are not. You should discriminate. That point at least one should discriminate. So the so-called the high top class Sahaja Yogis fell down, laughed like that. And they felt very shy. I said, it's all right. simple. It's a lesson. Because you can overcome food problems. But what about the foods? Why should you go in with somebody, a person who's just come to Sahaja Yoga and you don't know what sort of a person he is? I said, well, it's your Maya. I said, but what about you? You people are thinking that you are great and you are the greatest Sahaja Yogis ever born and you are the topmost among all the world, so don't think like that. And this is what happens. You see, so it plays on you, just to test you, and it works on it. So, you see, Sahaja means whatever comes your way, you take it, no doubt. But you do it yourself with positiveness. That is very necessary. That doesn't mean you go on accepting everything Sahaja. The goods coming on to me, I'm accepting. Everything coming on to me, I'm accepting. That is not the way it is Sahaja. That's the point. You see, when we start doing like that, then actually Sahaja, what you will get is goods, and what you will get is all the negativity, and also you will get all the sickness, illness, everything. You have to be careful. So mentally you should be alert. Physically you should work it out. And physically there's another point is that you must look after your body. Physically. Very much necessary. Because this body is the temple of God. It's definitely not a temple. It's a shrine. See how beautiful shrine it is. And I love to reside in this place. Let it be so beautiful that God should reside in it. Beautiful. Look after your body. Look after your health. Look after yourself. If you treat yourself, there's no harm. People might say that why should I treat myself? I must take all the burdens on myself. All these out-of-date ideas of suffering are useless for surgery. Nobody has to suffer. You have to be very, very healthy people. Like somebody said, why is it that Ramakrishna Paramahansa did not cure himself? Because he did not know how to cure himself, first of all. But Ramakrishna said, I want to take all the burdens on my head. You don't get sick if somebody is sick. You do not get sick. But the only thing is that if you look after your body, you respect your body, then your body also respects you. Your body understands. If you don't care for your body, you neglect your body. The body also says, all right, I'll have mine. So you have to look after your body. You have to know how to keep it all right. I think we should really write it down, all the things that are to be done to look after your body. That is very important. Because in these modern times and modern society, of course you have devised ways of comfort that you press here, then you get everything coming down, and you press there, and you get the food inside your stomach, and all that is there. But you have not really everything. That is all comfort they call it, but I call it lethargy, or we cannot laziness. It is not going to give you good health. Good health is possible only if you understand the balance in a person, every understanding about how the body acts and what happens to the body. Small things like hot and cold, cold and hot. This is very important for surgeons. See, surgeons have to be perfect, absolutely perfect. And you don't have to do with the norms of the modern times that everybody should be thin and everybody should be absolutely TB patient going around or for some sort of a, what you call a beauty parade. You should be all very healthy people and impressive. You see, whenever you sit there, people should be literally frightened of you, from where these wrestlers have come. So this is the sign. This is the sign of attending to your health, attending to yourself, and your mental health also. And that's why I say that you be careful as to what you eat and what you see and what you hear and how much attention you pay to it. You see, supposing now a person like David comes in, you see, you pay too much attention to a man like that. Everything is filled with that, the whole atmosphere talking about it. Everybody is worried about it. It's all going on. It's negative. I think you talk more about David than about me at that time, because I have also come if David was there. But you see, sort of thing is, it happens. Because we are used to see a thing like a sensational thing coming in. See, like the newspapers will always publish something sensational. We are used to sensational things. So Mr. David was quite important. But just see how unimportant he was. It's just simple. So if you had just neglected him, not bothered him much or anything, paying attention to him, I hope it's not too long with the fellow. He's falling. Please, I don't want for you to be curing him and getting his trouble. So the regular habits of sitting in the water and all that should be done. Also regular habits about your mind is not to read these things. Just avoid. You don't want to read any more of these things. There are so many beautiful books you can read. Like if you have to read and sort of if you are used to it, you can read beautiful books. I've told you so many of them are there. You can read the Bible and see for yourself that it is all Sahaj. Every word. You can find out so many quotations and so many things which can help us to tell these Christians, otherwise they are not going to listen to this. They are such conformed sort of things. So that you have to tell something from the Bible. You can read Quran, you can read other books like Khalil Gibran and things which are supporting, which are also helping you, which are giving you ideas. Are you alright? Sure? I think you better put your left hand towards me and right hand outside.
These two people came for the first time while we were away.
Really?
Yes.
You have given them realization?
James, yes. Rex, no.
Okay. So you can close it now.